I'm not usually a more than one video a day kind of guy, but something started trending number one on the Twitter, and I couldn't help but put in my thoughts to the subject. So, it has been revealed that for the grading period of the PWI 500, they released their top 10 wrestlers. And there are some interesting additions and some glaring omissions. So before I tell you what my thoughts are for who should have made the top cut of the PWI 500 for the beginning period of July 1st of last year, ending June 30th of this year, let me break down who they put in their top 10 before I tell you where I rank mine. Number 10, from Ring of Honor, Jonathan Gresham. Number 9, no longer Mr. Langston, just Big E. Number 8, El Hijo del Vikingo. 7, Bryan Danielson. 6, The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. 5, Bobby Lashley. 4, Adam Hangman Page. 3, CM Punk. 2, Kazuchika Okada. And number 1, Mr. We the Ones, head of the table, tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Now, when it comes to some of the people on this list, number 1, it's hard to argue. Roman Reigns, dominant since the year of 2019, hasn't been pinned. Holds both of WWE's top titles, has held during the both during the grading period. It makes sense. It's hard to argue against number 1. Number 2, Kazuchika Okada. Big star in New Japan, but it is that number 3 pick from the PWI 500 that him and another fellow on their top 10 really blew me away, made me question the logic of this year's ranking. And so what I plan on doing is giving you my top 10 from their grading period, the people that I believe should have been 10 to 1, and in that order. So my number 10 pick, if I was helping or a part of the Pro Wrestling Illustrated grading team, my number 10 wrestler would be the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, a man who took Hangman Adam Page to his limit during the grading period, but also subsequently lost to Adam Hangman Page in a world title match within the grading period. A man who was in the WrestleMania main event, but also lost in the WrestleMania main event in the grading period. A man who took Kenny Omega to a draw at Grand Slam in a non-title match. Had a great cage match with Roman Reigns. Bryan Danielson does deserve to be in the top 10, but I rank him number 10. Number 9 on my countdown is El Hijo del Vikingo, for all the same reasons that PWI put him in the tops. A man who is on the rise, a man with great talent, and a man that Kenny Omega himself said he wanted to put over, but, injury got in the way. Number 8, Mr. Money in the Bank, a man who cashed in, now had a underwhelming reign as champion, but cashed in Money in the Bank successfully, had the crowd behind him, no longer Langston, just Big E, power of positivity. So, unfortunately, had a freak accident of a broken neck during the grading period, so he is lower in the tops, but he was WWE champion for the first time. Like I said, won Money in the Bank. Big E being number 8 feels great. Number 7, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Whether it be the ladder match with Sammy Guevara in January, or the WrestleMania match with Seth Rollins, or even the Hell in a Cell match with Rollins, Cody Rhodes had a great year period within the grading time. And so to me, Cody Rhodes feels good and comfortable in the number 7 spot. Rounding out the bottom 5, my number 6 pick for the PWI 500 is a man who was the first one to pin Kenny Omega when he held multiple world championships. He's the instant classic, and it's Christian Cage. He main evented the Royal Rumble, he main evented Bound for Glory, and he main evented All Out, 3 separate promotions pay-per-views in the grading period. Christian Cage is my number 6 pick. Number 5, Bobby Lashley stays in the position he was in. He was a wonderful WWE champion during the grading period. He had a super hoss fight with Bobby Lashley, Bobby Lashley had a super hoss fight with Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. He, was protected at the Elimination Chamber by being taken out when losing the title. Unfortunately, I don't love that finish, but it was a way to try and keep him strong. He did his best with Omos at Mania. Like, Bobby Lashley had a strong 12 months, so him staying at number 5 feels good to me. My number 4 in the countdown, like I said, Kenny Omega did not lose. Oh, it is Kenny Omega because he did not even lose the AEW title until November. Within the grading period, he was Impact World Champion. He was AAA Mega Champion, and he was AEW World Champion. I do not understand how he did not make the top 10. So in my countdown, Kenny Omega is number 4. Number 3 is the man who defeated Kenny Omega at Full Gear for the AEW World Championship in the culmination of a wonderful story. That is Adam Hangman Page. And 2 and 1 remain the same with Okada and Reigns because, those two both make good common sense. Comment below with who you think was number 1 for the year, or give me your full top 10 if you got them. As I always say, in the description of this video, there is a link to my 68-page graphic novel, Everlasting Survivors Volume 1, all day long. Limited first printing, still available at Etsy.com. Come back later on, check out the Wednesday Night Wrestling remix. Come back Sunday for the continuation of the Sunday series. Thank you for checking out this quick drop, because this was, a trend that I had to get on.